I would love to start today's lecture with the Islamic greetings. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Hope and pray you are doing great, you are hale and hearty. I know students, there are so many things lurking in your mind. I know there is a lot of tension that's going on in your head. But I believe that when the going gets tough, the tough gets going. So you should believe it. So today students, we shall talk about poem number 3rd, that's When You Are Old, composed by W.B. Yeats, William Butler Yeats. So before interpreting the poem, let me explain a few things let me tell you something about W.B. Yeats. Yeats was one of the most pivotal figures of 20th century literature, born on 13th of June 1865 in Dublin and passed away on 28th of Jan 1939. He was a prolific Anglo-Irish poet and dramatist. Now, you may ask me, what's this Anglo-Irish, sir? Yes. Anglo-Irish is a person of English descent living in Ireland. यानी Anglo-Irish हम उसको बोलते हैं जिसने आधा टाइम इंग्लैंड में स्पेंड किया है, बट नाउ ही इज करंटली लिविंग इन आयरलैंड. उसी को हम बोलते हैं एंग्लो-आयरिश. He was a driving force behind the Irish literary revival and along with Lady Gregory and Edward Martin founded the Abbey Theatre. What's this Abbey Theatre? It's one of the most important cultural institutions in Ireland. Now the most important point. In 1889, Yeats met an Irish patriot, revolutionary and beauty Maud Gonne. Yeats fell instantly in love with her and remained so for the rest of his life. Tragically, my dear students, Gonne did not return or respond to Yeats's love, though they remained closely associated with each other but were never romantically involved. It's because of this beautiful lady, because of this Maud Gonne, that Yeats took an increasingly active interest in the nationalistic politics of Ireland. Maud Gonne remained a source of inspiration for Yeats, and Yeats often compared her with Helen of Troy. ये जो Helen of Troy students, Helen of Troy is considered as the most sumptuous, most beautiful lady in English literature. Yes, you should remember this point, Helen of Troy. Maud Gonne married twice in her life. In 1903, she married John McBride. He was also a revolutionary, and Yeats was profoundly and deeply hurt. Many years later, Yeats in fact proposed to her daughter Iseult Gonne, and she also rejected him. यानी आप देखिए ये इतना इमोशनल हुआ था, इतना बॉग डाउन हुआ था मॉड गॉन के प्यार में कि इससे रहा नहीं गया. Yeats approached Maud Gonne's daughter, but she also rejected him. It's because of this setback Yeats emerged to be one of the greatest poets of English literature. Ultimately, my dear students, Yeats married another woman, namely George Headley's, but his heart was always with Gonne. Despite this, and the fact was that Yeats was 25 years older than his wife, but they enjoyed a happy marriage and together they contributed towards the literature. And you know, there is one more concept that's called automatic writing, and they started writing automatically, right? In 1923, my dear students, Yeats was awarded the Nobel Prize for Literature. and his greatest works were completed after being awarded the Nobel Prize, like The Tower 1928 and The Winding Stair 1929. He also composed some other famous and notable poems like The Second Coming, Sailing to Byzantium, Lake Isle of Innisfree, Prayer for My Daughter, Leda and the Swan, Easter 1916, Among School Children, very beautiful poem, and The Stolen Child. Yeats is stylistically quite a unique poet, my dear students, and is generally regarded as the greatest poet of 20th century and pioneer of modern poetry. So this is all about William Butler Yeats. Now, before I would structurally analyze the poem, I think let me give you the gist, let me give you the central idea or the brief introduction about the poem When You Are Old. The poem, my dear students, When You Are Old was written in October 1891 and published in 1893 in the poetic collection entitled The Rose. The Rose is a collection of poems. So, my dear learners, as all of you know that man is mortal and so are the physical charms and worldly graces. But the true love is ever youthful and stays with you even after death. You should remember this point. The true love is ever youthful and stays with you even after death. This is a theme around which the whole poem revolves. This poem truly manifests the intense emotions of the poet for his beloved, that's Maud Gonne. The poem is wholly and solely addressed to Maud Gonne, whom Yeats was head over heels in love. The speaker of the poem dramatizes his unrequited and unresponded love by saying that when she is aged, she should read a particular book which will remind her of her youth, and she should think about his love for her. She will remember the people who had loved her grace and her beauty with either real or fake sentiments in the past. But there is one man who had loved her soul unconditionally. As she grew old and the way she looked changed, Yeats leaves no stone unturned in order to convince and cajole his beloved, Maud Gonne, that he loves her from the depths of his heart. Yeats is not just fascinated by her external physical beauty. येट्स को खाली उसकी फिजिकल ब्यूटी से प्यार नहीं था, उसकी बॉडी, उसकी आंखें, no. But his love is platonic and spiritual in nature. And one can genuinely find a grace and refinement of spirituality in this poem. So I hope you have understood the whole lecture. If not, you can contact me, you can text me on my personal life, and I'll stop here. In the next video, I'll be providing you the detailed analysis of the poem. So I'll stop here. Thank you. Bye-bye. Take care. Allah Hafiz.